furrowed or whatever, but if that's who I think it is, that would be so sad. Oh God, but I've been on TikTok and I've been managing the best way that I know how. Every time someone asks me like, oh, how are you doing? I'm like, I'm managing. I'm not gonna say I'm good. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I'm good, because I'm not. I'm managing the best way that I know how. And so I've just decided to try to make the best of this situation and to try to just really enjoy my time unemployed, as bad as that sounds. I think I'm not even gonna say my plan, because every time you announce like what you're gonna do, the shit just goes wrong. So I'm not even gonna announce what I plan on doing. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm just gonna take the time to enjoy unemployment like most unemployed people do. Instead of stressing and worrying, I just need to trust that God has a plan and that it's going to get fulfilled. As long as I'm putting in the work, putting in the prayer, it's gonna get fulfilled. It's not like I'm out here just laying around and being like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent. No, and I'm out here making money to pay it. So as long as you're putting in the work, God will He will lighten the load for you. So that's how I'm moving. That's how I'm doing life, and it's gonna work for me. So I'm gonna let my window up so maybe y'all can hear me just a little better, because the speaker's on this side. But yeah, so that's how it's gonna be going, and I've decided to go ahead and just keep posting my YouTube videos, because I'm seeing that I'm getting a little bit of views, and that's making me happy. I don't know if it's the mini vlogs, I don't know if it's the posting almost every other week or just posting some type of content, but that's making me happy. And so now that makes me want to branch out into the YouTube ideas that I already have planned out, and I'm super excited for that. It's gonna be a lot of hard work for me, because while I'm gonna be making a video, I already know I'm gonna be like, oh my God, like, girl, you gotta pay rent, like, what are you doing? And it's like, once nighttime hits, there's nothing more I can do. The best thing for me to do is to go home. I can't see at night. There's no street lights anywhere, which I remember there being hella street lights when I was little, so I'm confused as to why they took them all down. So it's just extremely dark over here, and I don't like to drive like that, especially since people over here can't drive. So once 10 o'clock hits, I go home. So once I go home, at that point, the stress, all of that shouldn't even be a thing anymore. Like, I shouldn't even be worrying myself about it, but I do. So we're gonna try to counteract that and not allow myself to be as stressed. Like, it's a good thing that you're stressed, because it shows that at least you care about what you got going on in your life. Some people would literally be out here partying. Some people would literally be out here planning trips. Some people would literally be out here doing everything but what the fuck they need to be doing, which is trying to get your shit together. And, you know, I'm 20, and I was talking to my best friend today. I was like, you're gonna make hella mistakes. Like, we're young, we're gonna meet. But did I say I was 20? I'm actually 23. Where the fuck did I get that from? Sometimes I forget, and I'm like, oh, I'm 22. But no, you're 23, about to be 24. So I'm like, you're gonna make hella mistakes. Like, you're young, this happens. But the thing is, what you learn from those mistakes. So I was doing some digging on myself and just thinking back to just when I first moved in, and I was in the same predicament last year that I'm in now. And you're probably like, well, damn, bitch, like, you should probably just go back home and pack it up. Like, you're clearly not good at this. Last year, I was in a predicament because I was following up behind this girl that I used to be friends with and going to every other place that she worked at, thinking that it's going to work out for me. I went to work at Hooters. That didn't work out. Try to get at Twin Peaks. That didn't work out. I'm going to all these places that she was working at, thinking that it was going to work for me, and it wasn't. And that was my mistake. So then I ended up unemployed, didn't care that I was unemployed, and was hoping that I could reach out and get help elsewhere. And it didn't really hit me until, like, I got my first eviction notice, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is it. Like, I'm done for. And that's when I landed my first, like, my job, my real job, where I kept it for December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. I worked there for 8 months. I worked at my last job for 8 fucking months. And The issue with that is I should not have left before I started working at that daycare. And you know what? I shouldn't even have picked that first daycare. That shouldn't even been my first choice, because the system there is so fucked up. I wouldn't even put my kids in that daycare. So I should have waited to quit that job until everything came back from my background check. But I was so confident that this job was going to land me where I needed to be that I just took that risk. And that risk did not pay off, because look where I'm at now. So that was my lesson from last time. It's not, oh, I'm following up. I literally was trying to go to a job where I felt like it would, like get me on a career path that I'm trying to go to. And it did not do that at all. So now I'm jobless, putting in like maybe 10 applications a day, and no one's replying back. And that sucks. I could be somewhere crying in a corner, but I'm not, because I don't give up easily. If you know about like past situations, and like when it comes to like a man, I never give up. Oh, it's so sad. Eventually, sometimes I do give up. Like sometimes it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, it's not much I can do here. But damn, okay, so I'm like really not doing it justice. But when it comes to like, I was talking to my best friend about this yesterday, and I was like, you know, she was like, I'm glad like you're just not giving up and you're just continuing to try to get your rent paid and all that. And I was like, girl, I can't give up. Once you start to live on your own, that's a different type of independence, a different type of peace, a different type of just different, that I just cannot I can't go back to not doing that. And so I was like, I'm gonna fight till the end of the earth. I was like, you know, at this point I didn't put in an application at Walmart. I'm going on the government job site and I'm putting the applications there. My degree has done nothing for me. I'm $20,000 in debt for 2 degrees I can't even fucking use. And excuse me if I'm using it wrong, but if you know where to direct me to use this fucking degree, please let me know, because your girl need a job. And so I put in more applications on the website, and now like probably when I get to this Walmart, I'm gonna put in an application for Spinks, a gas station. Something gotta give. Like I can't just, and that's the thing, I keep telling myself I can't just sit here and not work. But it's like, why? Like, what are you missing? What are you supposed to be taking in this time, in this present moment in your life? What are you supposed to be taking in? You know why you're unemployed. You know the reason why you're unemployed, but why is it job opportunities aren't coming to you like they should? Like, is this a time where you should be taking it to yourself and maybe committing to the dreams that you have? Or like, you know, so I'm like, I don't know. All I know is by the end of this week my rent will be paid. By the end of this week my rent will be paid. By the end of this week my rent will be paid. And I'm taking my black ass home, where I can make more money, because no one's calling me back for interviews. No one's calling my phone asking me to come into work. Nobody's doing any of that. So I'm gonna take myself home after I pay my rent, make the money for December's rent, go ahead and pay that, and then hopefully then like a job offer will come through by then. If a job offer don't come through by then, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Like seriously, like I'm laughing because I don't know what else to do, and crying damn sure ain't gonna help the issue. Like I'm gonna just be sad with puffy ass eyes. So yeah, after, you know, like, so I'm not gonna sit here and just be all sad and gloomy, but this definitely is like, it's a little caution signs around, like no job, unemployed. And shit, if a bitch gotta go work at Dollar General, a bitch will work at Dollar General. At this point, a job is a job. And a lot of people are like, well, like, not necessarily, because like, and I get that, like sometimes a job is not a job, because if you genuinely do not want to work that job, then you're not gonna have no motivation to actually get to the job. Like if someone was to tell me to go work at McDonald's and I was to go work at McDonald's, I can't guarantee you that I'm gonna get up for that shit, because I don't want to work at McDonald's. I know they would hire me on the spot, but fast food is just not where I want to be at. Like, I feel like there comes a time in your life where you know if you want to work in fast food, like, you know if that's something you can fall back on, but that's not something I can fall back on. That's not something I want to fall back on. That's like, I'll be a server before I work fast food, because I don't want to do that. So yeah, this is my mini vlog. I don't know what else to say. If y'all have any words of encouragement, just comment it. Thank you.